spirit. So there is a substantial portion of your class and every class that is not involved in a substantial way. How do you get those people to involve themselves more? I guess.
Oh, okay.
So one idea I brought up in ASB this year was this idea of a parent register club, and that is a group.
So you guys can move off now. We'll have the vice president candidates come up. While they do that, Maya, can you tell us what the vice president candidates do?
Well, the rules in ASB are defined in our constitution, and so basically vice president is in charge of communicating with clubs and activities on campus and making sure that clubs have the right things that they need in order to function.
And Jason, what do you think is the most important part of the vice presidential candidate race?
I think it's very interesting to see.
You should keep talking.
I think it's very interesting to see how they interact with their president. If there's a disagreement or some sort of difference in ideas, I think it's interesting to see whether the vice president continues or defers to the president, and I think that's something I'll be looking for.
So while we wait for the vice presidential candidates, we'll move first to the representatives. If we could have the representatives come up from the back. And while they come, Maya, can you tell us what the representatives do for that?
Yeah, so basically they just need to get everybody in the grade's voice heard, so they take surveys, go out, reach new people, talk to them, get to know them, make sure that everybody's heard. Yeah.
And Jason, again, what do you think is the important aspect of the representatives and their role here in the Beverly Hills High School?
I think it's how they kind of get that information and what medium they use to find out what their peers want, because peers can sometimes mean just their close group of friends, but in a perfect world it would mean their entire grade. So I think it's interesting to see how they plan to gather information.
Very good. So we have the representatives coming up right now. And my final thing before we get to them is, how did this debate come about? Jason, you want to tell us how this happened?
I think it was just a way for the student body to be more involved in elections and not just see a name and pick it, but kind of know what they're getting from a candidate. I think that's the first step toward ASB elections being more visible.
Very good. Yeah. Definitely. So we now have the two representatives up here for the ASB race. They are going to be telling you guys what they want to do here and what they're going to do if they get to their position. You're also going to get 30 seconds for each answer, and we'll start with the opening statements. So we'll start with you.
I'm Aaron Gomezi, and I'm running for sophomore representative, and I hope that I can improve the school and carry on what I learned this freshman rep and make the school better for everybody. Suggestion about a place where students outside of ASB could put their input on what they want to see in our school to make it a better place and to help them have a sense of feeling like they're a part of our school.
Good. Thank you, guys.